It's on.
Alright. Hello, my name is Terry Moses Jr. and this is going to be my presentation of housing, clothing, and food in Japan. And I have with me my esteemed colleagues and co-workers, Okay, and the members of my group are Mary Lofton, Samuel Francis, Jasmine Franklin, Louis Lacey, and Dory Ackman. Okay, starting off with this presentation, I was assigned to collect data about housing, clothing, and food of the Japanese culture. One will see that the Japanese culture has its own distinct way of living. First of all, we're going to start with the housing. In the Japan culture, you got traditional homes and modern homes. Most of your traditional homes are made of wood and made out of wood pillars with stone and clay roofs. Most of your modern homes have like a more Western style, American United States look with the concrete and steel pillars. Okay, in Japan homes, it's a common tradition that they do not wear shoes on the inside. Before you enter into the homes, you got to take off your shoes. And also in the modern Japan homes, one room is designated straight for a Japanese style, but the rest of the home is set up like a modern home. Okay. The larger families in the urban area of Japan choose to live in apartments. And they call their apartments apatos. If I'm saying that right.
Pothole?
Apato.
What's considered a large family? A family of four?
Yeah, like 3 or 4 people. Okay. Now, the monthly rent for a 1-bedroom apartment range from 56,089 yens to 85,000 yens.
That's too much.
I mean,
How much is that breaking it down?
I don't know how much a yen is, but in a larger apartment, the rent ranges from 106,000 yens to 173,000 yens.
What do they get for Motel 8?
Okay. Utilities range on an average of 20,000 yens a month. That's water, gas, and all your other good living compliments you got to come with. Okay, for the second part of the report, we have clothing. And just like the homes, clothing is traditional and modern style as well. With the traditional style, they have something called a kimono. That's the whole thing that covers the whole body. If you ever seen the movie Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and the little fella that was with Shredder that held the knife, he had on like the long robe that came to the sleeves and came down to the heels of his feet. Well, that's a kimono. Well, with the modern style, which is the younger culture, they more Western style, American style. They prefer T-shirts, jeans, Nike shoes, sweatsuits, polo shirt, stuff that's easy to move around in. Okay, just to give you a couple of examples, a pair of Levi jeans costs 7,000 yens on average.
So 7,000 yens is about $40, $50.
I'm guessing, to the American dollar. All right. A summer dress for a lady costs about 4,000 yens. A pair of Nike running shoes costs 8,000 yens. A pair of man business shoes costs 10,000 yens. Okay, and for the last part of this report, we're going to talk about food. All right. Just like clothes in homes, you have modern and the traditional. Alright? The word gohan in Japanese means meal. Rice is an important meal of the Japanese culture. A traditional Japanese meal consists of plain white rice along with a main meal including fish or meat with a side dish and pickled vegetables. Before eating, Japanese people say "Itadakamasu," a polite saying that means "I received this food." There are vending machines in Japan that dispenses beer. Go figure. Raw horse meat. Now listen to this. Raw horse meat is a popular entree in Japan. It is cut and sliced thin, and they eat it raw. Raw horse meat. and it's called Basashi.
Versace?
Basashi. Another popular food in Japan
Sushi.
is there you go. Everybody knows sushi. You know, when you think of Japan and you think of food, you think of sushi. And believe it or not, something that we eat every day over here, the ramen noodles, originated in Japan. So, and just give you some ideas on what something might cost. A meal at an inexpensive restaurant costs on average of 8,000 yens. Meals at a mid-range restaurant, like upclass, cost 4,000 yens. A meal at McDonald's costs 670 yens. A gallon of milk costs 700 yens. A loaf of bread costs 165 yens. Rice costs 190 yens. Chicken breast costs 407 yens. A pound of ground beef costs 850 yens. And the cheaper of all this is the water. The water costs 133 yens. And fruits and vegetables range from 146 to 300 yens on average. Okay, that's the end of my report. But I also included a PowerPoint for some visual aids. Alright? Getting in my PowerPoint is housing, clothing, and food in Japan. Y'all can come up here and see this a little bit if y'all want to.
You have to go get this truck, man.
Alright, with housing, you know, I broke it down into different comparisons, you know. Traditional homes made of wood, you know, modern homes, Western style homes. You know, supported by wood pillars, made of concrete and steel pillars. Roof made of wood and clay. Sliding doors made from wood, paper cost consumer. No shoes are worn on the inside in traditional homes and modern homes. And these are just a couple pictures of modern homes.
That's all the modern homes.
Yeah, you know.
Do they believe in trailer houses?
I don't think so. You know, they, right there in Japan, you know, they got them tsunamis and stuff come through, so you're going to want something that's real sturdy, you know.
Yeah. What about the rural homes? You got some of them?
Well, not rural homes. You got some traditional homes. Now, here go most of your traditional homes in Japan. You see how they made with the roof and how they made on that traditional look like on, just say, for instance, Karate Kid 2, when he went over to Japan and how, you know, Alright, now you got your clothing in Japan. You know what I say, your traditional dress is called the kimono. And the kimono is made of silk and large sleeves and reach from the shoulders to the feet. And they only worn on special occasions such as ceremonies and graduations and funerals. And with the modern style clothes, like I said, it's more of a Western style influence. The younger generation prefer clothes easy to move around in, like t-shirts, jeans, polo shirts, sweatshirts, sundresses, and tennis shoes. And basically, it's just whatever popular in the American culture. And here we got some pictures of the kimonos, like I was telling you, like how the fella was dressed off of Ninja Turtles. See, matter of fact, there you go right there.
Samurai warrior.
Yeah, see, there you go. Yeah, there you go right there.
Yeah, okay.
No, that's most of your modern clothes right here. Well, they dress like us, you know. Last part of the report is foods in Japan, you know. And with the traditional food, like gohan means meal. Rice is a important meal to the Japanese culture. You know, traditional meal consists of plain white rice along with fish or meat and a side dish of pickled vegetables. Before eating, Japanese people say "Ira dakamatsu," which means I received this meal. And the sushi is a popular traditional food. And modern foods is like they got a McDonald's, they got a Taco Bell, they got a Wendy's, Like I said, they got a vending machine that dispenses beer. Ramen noodles originate in Japan. And horse meat is a popular entree. It's sliced in and served raw, and it's called basashi. That's some pictures of sushi right there.
You reckon they got that horse meat at Indian Village or what's the name of it?
Nah, I doubt it, man.
It's Lucky Village.
Look at Billy. Yeah, Billy ignores all the time.
It looks like some of the stuff.
Yeah,
that's
and
out
more
there.
foods in Japan. You see, you got a KFC, you got McDonald's, you got pizza. They got their burgers from Wendy's. How they, like some shrimp with some kind of seafood or something on the burger. And here we go with my favorite, ramen noodles and Taco Bell.
Put them up yourself.
That's going to be my references where I retrieved all my information from. And that will end my PowerPoint. And that concludes my Japanese report on culture for housing, food, and clothing. Hope everybody enjoyed this, and I want to thank my co-workers for helping me out with this project. Appreciate it, fellas.
When them gonna use